This morning, a police officer in Orlando, Florida, faces a lawsuit. It was filed this week by a man arrested in December. He was recording video of someone else being taken into custody.
Now, the photographer was never charged, but he says he's a victim of false arrest and his constitutional rights were violated. Now, this is not the first time allegations like these have been made against police. CBS News legal analyst Jack Ford is with us. Jack, good morning.
Morning, Nora.
Explain this case. Explain what's at the heart here.
Well, the question is, do you have a right as a bystander, essentially as an eyewitness, to take out our ubiquitous now iPhones and start to film what's going on? And we've seen some of these situations. And the one we're talking about down in Orlando, we saw the video, and the man basically has his phone taken away. He's arrested. Ultimately, they decide not to charge him with anything, but it's raised these issues of just what can you do here if you're watching something and you decide you also want a video.
Okay, so answer that question. Is it illegal if I'm a bystander and I see police doing something, can I videotape it?
Here's the general rule. If you're in a place where you're allowed to be, if you're on a sidewalk in a public place, if you're not interfering with it, all right, you can't do that. You can't say, well, I think you as a police officer are doing something you shouldn't be doing, and you get in the middle of this and try to film it all. That's a problem. That can be obstruction. That can be interfering.
Suppose you're being arrested and you pull out your camera, which is not a good idea because it might inflame the officer.
Right.
And start taking a photograph.
That's probably going to become more of a problem because the police can say, now you're interfering with your own arrest. It's as if they were trying to put cuffs on you and you're pulling away and you're not letting him do it. So if you're not interfering, if you're in a public place where you're allowed to be, if you're not part of a crime scene, or you're not obstructing traffic, then the reality is, and you can understand that police might be annoyed about this, the reality is, just the way you can stand and watch, you can also stand and watch and pull out your phone and shoot something.
And this is not just an isolated case in Florida. The reason we're doing this is part of a larger question about police seizing cell phones, right? And interestingly, too, I was talking to the head of the NYPD, of course, Chief Bratton. The future is cops and people are going to everybody's going to have cameras on them.
Well, you're seeing that now. You're seeing a lot of departments have dash cams. Let's film what's going on there. You're seeing a lot of departments are saying, we want you to video what goes on in an interrogation room, so that it eliminates that question of did you beat a confession out of somebody.
You think that's a good idea?
So I think it's a good idea. I go back to when I was a prosecutor in the 70s, and I used to say, you know what, let's put it in there so nobody can challenge it. You're going to see more and more of it as it's happening, obviously.
All right, Jack Ford, good to see you.
Good.